With us is Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, back to where his academic life started at IIT Kharagpur. Sundar, you've been back here after 23 years. How does it feel to be back from where it all started?
It's quite overwhelming. I'm standing in a place. We used to play cricket here, and all the glass windows used to constantly get broken. And so I remember being cold in winters. We used to tape it up with paper. It looks like nothing much has changed, so it's great to be back here.
You just saying, you were saying you made Maggie on this corridor?
Around here is where we would get Maggie late in the night, and so when you stayed up late in the night, we would all get together here and have Maggie. So I think that's what we used to do pretty much every night. So it brings back great memories.
So when you first came here, what was your parents' advice? What did they want you to be when you first entered IIT Kharagpur?
At the time I think they were just worried about ragging, and they just wanted me to be safe, but they just wanted me to do well. They've always been very supportive, and so it was a great 4 years of my life.
So were you ragged?
A little bit, but it was all in good spirit, so I'm glad it's much better now.
So you were just in your hostel room B403?
B308.
B308, sorry. Is it, I know you never always get the numbers right. Is it the same or has it changed?
It's remarkably the same. Walking in, it could have been from 23 years ago. Everything looks a bit cleaner, but it's good to see the old buildings as it is. Brings back great memories.
Is it true you met your wife also here?
Not. They weren't allowed to come inside the hostel, but did definitely meet her in IIT Kharagpur. She was my classmate, and she went to the hostel right here as well.
Well, thank you so much, Sundar Pichai, for joining us. We will keep talking to you through the day for the Times of India. Thank you. This is Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, now at the Kharagpur railway station, where he's just come back for a homecoming after 23 years. That he studied in. Sundar, this is also the railway station where you used to come on the Coromandel Express to Chennai. Tell us about that.
It's a long journey. It was always exciting because this is where I would catch the train to go back home. Didn't have a reservation always. So I had some fun experiences, but it's incredible to be back in the same railway station. As you know, it's a very, very long railway station. So I have memories of walking with my luggage and lugging it for long distance. It's good to be back here. Seeing the Wi-Fi coverage here is pretty amazing. The fact that we could take a place like this and get high-speed connectivity, which is really easy. It's been incredible to see.
This is one of the 400 railway stations that you promised that Google will put free Wi-Fi connectivity on. How many have been completed so far?
We set out a timeline for 3 years, and in the first year we had a goal of the 100 of the busiest train stations, and we have done 110, and we look forward to working and doing more.
Right. I was told that what you're finding when you're putting this free Wi-Fi is that stations in smaller towns, you're getting a lot of people coming in just to hang out. What interesting trends are you seeing from these huge millions of people coming into railway stations and using the Wi-Fi?
You find that in rural areas where they don't have great connectivity, people actually come into the stations and they spend time so that they can use. Shows the demand Indian users have for it.
So, Sundar, one of the things that you have promised the Prime Minister, Google is a very much important partner to the India initiative, in terms of connecting India digitally and getting all Indians online. What are the challenges you see ahead of yourself?
I think really we want to enable affordable smartphones. We want to bring the price points down. We want to see better connectivity that's beginning to happen in India. We need to make sure the internet works in more languages than ever before. So we're working on all these problems, and I'm optimistic we can make progress.
Sundar, you are the CEO of one of the great game-changing companies in the world. What is it like to be an Indian in the Silicon Valley and running Google?
When you're there, what makes Silicon Valley great is it's a place where ideas are what matter, not where you come from. And there are many people like me from all over the world, and so I think that's what makes Silicon Valley as great as it is.
One last question, Sundar. I know you have to go. With Donald Trump becoming the US president, what does that mean for tech giants like Google and Silicon Valley, which thrives on diversity? So what does Donald Trump's presidency mean for you and companies like yours?
The administration is, the transition is going to happen. We look forward to working with the incoming administration like we've always done. And, I think there'll be good initiatives which we as a tech sector can do to improve the economy in the US.
Right.
And so on. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sundar. Pichai in Gokulpur village. Sundar, you've just met with Google Saathi, this initiative where women are being trained. What are your impressions after talking to them about how they use internet in this village here?
It's something like this you don't fully internalize until you experience it. There are real challenges, but it's amazing that the desire they have to learn. At first they don't even understand how the internet can work for them, but then once you ask them what you would like to see, and the journey is different for each person. Sometimes they want to understand about puja or God, or see a temple, and then they see it, and that's what draws them to the internet. And then they find recipes, health information. Universally, they all find it very useful, and they all want more of it. They want better connectivity.
And you've already connected, I think, 60,000 villages like this where women have been trained. Sundar, this is a homecoming for you. You've studied very near here at IIT Kharagpur. You've also studied at Wharton. You've studied at Stanford. What do you think is the main difference between Indian and American education? And what can India now do for Indian kids to make it first walk?
It was very interesting. Even in this village, I could see the generational difference. There were two 9th grade kids. They both speak English, and their knowledge is so much more, and they know how to use smartphones. Their main request was there's no Wi-Fi consistently they have, so they don't have access to data. But it is amazing to see the generational difference. They had ordered books online, biology books online. And so they talked about it. So they had ordered books online, and so you can see the difference even generationally. So I think that's very, very interesting to see.
So in terms of, when you were talking today about how your dorm or your room in the hostel is exactly the same as it was 23 years ago, is Indian education the same?
I think I see progress. I was in Bangalore. I met with a friend who was running 3 new schools. So I can see people trying to innovate in education too. I think there's a lot more diversified interest now, but I think it's an emerging field.
One last question. When you were at IIT Kharagpur, what did you dream of becoming then? Which companies did you think you would want to work for at that time?
I was very, very interested in being a part of Silicon Valley and working on helping make computers better and improving computing. And so that was always my dream. So in some ways, it's been a dream come true.
Last edition of this.
Yeah, understood. The Bengali seems familiar from my Kharagpur days too.
Okay. আমার নাম অনিমা পান, আমি গোকুলপুরে আমি এক সপ্তাহ ধরে বেসিক্যালি 1 উইক আমি সুনিপা পাল, আমি এই সবে ট্রেনিং নিয়েছি আর শুরু করেছি সব।
Today.
She is an internet Saathi from December 21st and she has started teaching from there.
নমস্কার, আমার নাম মেঘমালা জানা, আমি 5 দিন 6 দিন হলো ইন্টারনেট চ্যানেলে।
Who's bowling?
You want a ball? Give me your phone, I'll take steps.
228.
Volta.